I'm here with Ryann Pedone. She and Mr. Treis won the 2D of the first go of our sale incentive side pot here at Pink Buckle. Ryann, we were just kind of laughing off camera that this horse is really lucky, isn't he?
Yes, he is really lucky. He's just been one of those horses. I bought him last summer, and he always seems to like get in there somewhere. I took him to Utah to the Ruby Buckle, and I want to go in like the 3D, and he's just always kind of gets me there. Picks up a check here and there. He truly is a 1D horse. Like I've won some strong 1D stuff on him. Here, like, the ground just wasn't conducive to his style, but we left the barrels up and he was trying, and got in there at the 2D average in the Derby, and then I woke up this morning and realized I was like a Sale Grad 2D winner in the Open. I was like, yep, I love that boy.
You also did very, very well, reserve average champion on another Treis Seis in the futurity. So the Treis Seises and you seem to get along. What do you think it is that helps them transition so well from the racetrack to the barrel pen?
It has to be somewhat genetics. Mr. Treis is out of a really good Stoley mare, so we've seen strong horses come out of Stoley daughters, and the Stoleys like to turn and they're real passionate and stuff. The Treis Seises with that sixer run, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. They have a lot of they're real passionate horses. I call them Treis Sassies, The geldings seem to be a lot more level than the mares. The mares are like super passionate, and you get that bottom side crossed with that Treis Seis, and I don't know, I really like it, and I really see a lot of really good things with the sixer run.
When you get a horse like him that needed a little bit of confidence built, what were the things that you did to help him, find his groove and get his confidence going? He
was started really well, and he came from a good foundation. I think Bob and Marnie, Loose North, started him. He had some really shiny moments with some futurity jockeys, but he was a big horse, kind of a gangly horse. To me, he was a little bit of a late bloomer, and I'm one of those people I can ride for myself, so I don't have anyone breathing down my neck like, hey, you have to win right now. So I'll slow it down, let that horse kind of come into his own. I knew the horse can run. I knew the horse was talented. So I get him, make him happy, get him confident, cocky, start speaking the same language, and I just do some different things and get inside their head, and we kind of bond together, and I'm not on a time limit. So, in my head, I already have it oh yeah, this horse is going to be a winner. In my head, I have that. So, a lot of people think I'm nuts because I think that way, but I can see it, and then I just try to paint the picture and make it happen. And as long as I'm not on a time limit, I know I can make it happen. It's just that time limit, and as long as they stay sound for me to fulfill it, I've had a lot of luck with that kind of deal, and I get a certain vibe from certain horses, and I'm like, me and this horse are going to speak the same language, and so it's just something I enjoy to do, and I really enjoyed that horse, and he's changed a lot in the past year, and I think in another year we'll see another totally different horse, but you can't beat a lucky horse, you know what I mean? He just it wasn't his weekend to really shine, even though he's had some shining times, but he's just lucky. And I mean, and that name, I think that name's Mr. Treis, Mr. T,
Yeah, it is. It's a great name. My final question for you is, you've done such a good job on the business side of this, of accumulating a string of nice horses that you own. So say somebody's watching this and they're wanting to get to that point, maybe they're riding for other people now, but they're wanting to start putting that program together. How can they baby step their way there?
You start with quality. Less quantity. I'm really fortunate because Dawn and I, it's hard in the horse industry because you kind of have to have some cash flow. So, I'm lucky because my husband is also in the industry, and he might not always agree with what I do, but I never ask for permission. I just like beg for forgiveness and just roll on with it, But he's always pretty supportive, and so that helps. So if you don't have that, you have to have some sort of cash flow to back it. So if you're like working a job and you can only afford like one nice horse, then you focus on that one nice horse, and you buy quality and you figure out what it is that kind of fits your style. Everybody has a different style, and I can get a horse and I'm like, oh yeah, this one's gonna fit me and speak my language. And then I've had some really great horses that just I did not speak their language, and then I've placed them with different trainers, or like, hey, let's get a second opinion, and you find that person that speaks their language, and it's a beautiful thing. I love to see horses like. I'll give a really big shout out to like Lynn Core on Jaguar. Okay, he just like won a college rodeo, I think like last weekend. I love that stud. He was such a well-behaved stud, probably too well-behaved for my personality. I like him a little naughty, and that horse, I don't know what it was about my energy, and so I was like, hey, this is a great stud. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can't get him running a straight line. They send him to Lynn. Lynn's like, Ryan, you did a great job training him. They send me a video. I'm like, man, that horse just did not speak my language, And he just won a college rodeo with, I believe it was her daughter, and has placed at fraternities and looked really strong. So what I try to do is if I get horses like that, I try to not hinder them, not hurt their confidence, build their confidence. And if for some reason I'm not fitting that horse, I try to place them with someone that does. I mean, there's been a million of hip swinging gypsy, So she's produced the champion here. I raised that filly. I did not speak her language. She went to Pete Owen, she won. Holding all the Seises. Went to Pete Owen, he won. I didn't speak his language, And if I had that mindset where this horse isn't any count, those horses wouldn't have had a chance to shine. And there's numerous other ones. Jags won, and then I had a really nice smooth guy mare, and I could feel so much talent, and she's out of a great mare, and so I love that little mare. She was a cool mare, but for whatever reason, her style wasn't conducive to how I ride. So I placed her with Dustin Angel, and it's looking promising, and I just, try to be straight up with the owners, and because these horses, the quality of horses that we're riding and raising out of great barrel mares, great stallions, and we know they're probably gonna make. You just have to make sure they get put in the right situation. So I try to keep a really open mind at that. Some people think that I believe in too much, but I've just seen it countless times, or give them a little bit extra time, as long as you put that good foundation. Don't if I'm starting to feel any type of negativity on a horse, I try to relocate it, because they feel a lot of our energy. So so I just go into it with open mind.
Well, thank you so much for peeling back the curtain on that. That's so fun about Hip Swing and Gypsy. I didn't know that. One of her babies won the fraternity this week, so very timely example. Congratulations, Ryann. We love getting to interview you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.